What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider, coming to you after my SGH, my sushi glory hole. And I found out some information from our head coach, flippity floppity Antonio Pierce. And we're going to talk about some of this ridiculous decision making that he and the entire Raiders are doing and going through. I mean, even my decision to go to a sushi glory hole was better than this decision that is possibly to come in the next couple days. Let's talk about it. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel to support me. If you like any of my rants, you want to help buy me tacos, I do have donation portals down below. Venmo, PayPal. Hit me up. I'll thank you forever. I'm trying to make a living off of this thing, but if only I can make $2 or $3 a day, that would be even better. So all of your donations and your support, I 1,000% appreciate it. Now, what the fuck, Antonio Pierce? Huh? Seriously. Every week, something is happening. And regardless of the swag, that you drive an Impala, that you smoke cigars, and you have a good mouth, and you are a good motivational coach coming into this season, and I vouched for you and I wanted you, I'm starting to rethink these decisions. I mean, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Okay? We're going to talk about the quarterback situation. It's not a good one. We don't have a quarterback. And all of these decisions started last year. Or they started when they got rid of Derek Carr. Even though Derek Carr got injured this past week, he's still not the best quarterback. I hope he gets better. I'm rooting for him, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But if we had Derek Carr, we might still have Devontae in the building. And all this turmoil, we would at least had some hope. And that's the key word for today. It's like Pee-wee's fucking Playhouse. Every time I say the word hope, I need you all to run around and have little animals and creatures and furniture come to life in the background whenever I say the word hope. And you guys go, wee! It's the word of the day. Hope. Well, what the fuck is Antonio Pierce hoping for with these decisions? We needed a starting quarterback. We wanted a young quarterback. They didn't draft one. Antonio Pierce said, don't worry about your quarterback. Don't worry about your quarterback. Worry about your team. Don't worry about our quarterback. Worry about your team. That's what he said. Don't worry about our quarterback. Worry about your quarterback. Well, who's worrying now, Antonio? Let me get to the information before I start my ramblings. And I'm going to spit fucking facts that the Raiders are trying to present hope to the fan base. In week 6, we all know that Gardner doesn't look the best. We all know he's a backup quarterback, but he was named the starter in week 2 of the preseason. And I told everybody they should have held out for another week, held the competition till week 3, but they named the starter in week 2 of the preseason, and I thought that was a misstep. One more week, give it a go. Well, that week has now been extended. That's right, in week 6 of the regular season. In week 6, Antonio Pierce has now said the Raiders, our Raiders, are holding a quarterback competition in week 6 of the regular season to find out who our starting quarterback will be moving forward. Or maybe it's week to week. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the Raiders are holding a week-to-week quarterback competition to find out who their starter will be in every freaking week this year. Is that not drama? Is that not turmoil? Get your ESPN bets in. Ooh, who's going to be the Raiders starting quarterback this week? Oh, who shall it be? Gardner Minshew is the favorite at plus 100. AOC is minus 100. Get your ESPN bets now and make some money off of the Raiders quarterback competition that I thought was settled in training camp. Per your decision making, Antonio Pierce. Are you deflecting? Are you deflecting the problems with your decision making, your treatment of the players? Are you deflecting from the offensive coordinator not building correctly around this team? Are you deflecting from the negative heat that you've been exposed to with your mouth and everything you've been doing the past couple weeks? Are you deflecting by saying there's now a quarterback competition? Are you possibly placing the blame publicly for optics on Gardner Minshew as a whole? Or are you just actually looking for hope? Yee! Raider Nation loves AOC because he was drafted by us. Devontae Adams apparently loves AOC. And everybody is rooting for AOC. Publicly after these really bad games. That, I'll be honest, Gardner does not look good. So why not give AOC a shot? Why not give the Raider fans hope? Wait a second. Didn't you see AOC all of last year? And didn't you pick Gardner Minshew and say he was a better quarterback than AOC, that he won the job in week 2? After seeing AOC last year and in training camp? What has changed? What has changed? Oh, the first week Gardner was benched. AOC came in and threw a touchdown in garbage time. And he actually had decent stats. So he's better. Then we go back to Gardner. We win a game. Gardner looked good. Came from behind. Gardner's the starter. Then we lose a game and he struggles. Statistically, he had a better game than AOC. But he struggled against the Broncos. But there was more problems than Gardner in that game versus a top 2 defense. But he threw a really, really bad pick. So now we got a quarterback competition with AOC. It's a good thing we're not playing a top 5 defense this week. I spoke too soon. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're at least top 10. And you're now making a quarterback competition in week 6. When you say publicly you stand by your guys, and Gardner Minshew is, these are facts that I told you I was going to spit, a better quarterback than AOC. He is. Doesn't mean he's a starting quarterback, but he has more, what you guys want to say, upside with AOC. I don't dislike AOC, but he is what we thought he is. He's a 4th-round pick that propelled himself into a very capable backup quarterback. And that's the same thing that Gardner Minshew is a draft pick, I don't know what round, that has developed himself into a backup quarterback for the league. He can start and play good versus certain matchups with his skill set. AOC last season took the starting job because of the turmoil. We know what he is. But we got a new offensive coordinator this year, and even Luke Getsy signed off on Gardner Minshew being the better quarterback to name him the starter. So what has changed? Nothing. Oh, Gardner's not playing good. Mikey Raider, you don't see it. You don't see the truth. You can't handle the truth, motherfuckers. AOC is a backup quarterback with not a lot of upside. But apparently, he gives all of you hope. Yeah! Woo! Woo! That's not hating on AOC. Gardner is better. He should be the starter. And he can win games on occasion. Now, let's talk about the coaching problems with the Gardner situation. If Antonio Pierce names somebody their starter, Gardner is an insecure person that needs faith and belief in him, and he needs to feel loved and accepted. How the fuck can Gardner Minshew feel accepted and or loved when at every turn the fan base wants AOC for hope, and at every turn the coaches are questioning Gardner publicly, making fun of him during camp, big players like Devontae Adams wanting to be traded, and publicly they believe it's because he didn't want Gardner as the quarterback. How can a quarterback even live up to a regular, decent level? How can a quarterback like Gardner do that with all this turmoil and non-belief in him? You'd have to be the strongest quarterback in history. I don't know. AOC is like a preacher, like a Derek Carr, and he's the one that doesn't really talk aloud a lot. Gardner Minshew's like the stupid surfer. Yeah, man, everything's cool, man. We just got to play better, man. It's okay, man. You know, no problem. We just got to play better, man. I got to play better, man. You know, if it's AOC, if it's me, I'm all in, coach. Whatever you want for the team. Then we got AOC who's like, I love everybody, man. God is great. God is good. You know, I'm just proud to be on the team. I'll support Gardner. I support you too, AOC, man. We're like brothers, dude. Which is fine. But we got no quarterbacks with any fucking balls and huevos to talk some shit, smoke their shit. We got no quarterbacks with bravado. Do we want one? I don't know. Aaron Rodgers has bravado and talks a lot of shit, and he just basically fired his fucking coach today. I don't know what we need, but Gardner ain't it, and AOC ain't it, and we need a Jaden Daniels. That's where we can actually get hope. Yeah. But in the long term of being a coach and making decisions and sticking by them and having some poise, having some consistency, Antonio Pierce ain't doing a good job. He ain't doing a good job. I'm tired of this shit. I said on the post-game review show, when he was asked about Gardner Minshew throwing that interception, watch my post-game Broncos show. I said immediately when Antonio Pierce was asked that question, he should have said, Gardner was named the starting quarterback. I pulled him out. The game was over. He was having a bad day. He was having a bad day. But there's better days ahead. Gardner is our quarterback moving forward. So be it. Gardner is our quarterback moving forward. He will be our starter next week. Simple. That shows toughness. That shows pride. That shows poise. Whether it's the best decision or not, at least man up to your fucking decisions that you made in training camp. Instead of flip-flopping every week now with a quarterback competition, trying to place the blame on others. There's enough blame to go around for all you motherfucking bitches. We deserve better. And you can't give it to us. You tell us you're going to give us better, but what are you giving us? Flippity-floppity, flippity-floppity, talking your shit, placing blame on others. I've hired Luke Getchie. Don't worry about our quarterback. Worry about your quarterback. Fuck you! If you want to find your guys, your Raiders, your players, have some fucking faith in them when they have a bad day. Have some fucking faith. Walk up to Gardner. Call him your starter in the post-game press conference after a bad loss. Name him your fucking starter. None of this flip-floppity bullshit. People are now going to walk around eggshells on you. Antonio Pierce? That is not the way to build a motivational quarterback for the long term. Gardner's not the answer. AOC's not the answer. The answer was presented to us last year to go all in for a quarterback or to honestly tank this motherfucking season. That's the answer. What are you guys doing in free agency while we're 2-3? Are you picking up any quarterbacks? No. You're staying with the guys we got because I believe in them. But yet I'm going to flip-flop every motherfucking week. Are you bringing in new cornerbacks in free agency? Are you bringing in players to try to help us win? No, you're getting rid of fucking players. Then you're talking shit. Look, I may not know football. X's and O's. But I know relationships. %90 of the people that meet me love me and will walk through fire for me. Because I don't lie. When confronted with trauma or drama, I speak my piece. And if you're a bad person in my life, and if you can't empathize with me and my struggles, or whatever, and if you can't make good decisions in life, I'm done with you. Antonio Pierce, I know you don't care, but I'm this close. I squish your head. I squish your fucking head. I don't want to be against you, Antonio. I like everything you have inside you. But this shit is becoming a train wreck. And you don't even see it happening. And if you do, you're putting more trains on the track that's already broken. Just own up to your decisions, man up, have some faith in some fucking players. And I like that you call them out publicly. But could you not have said, we don't know why Devontae wants to be traded. We want him to be a Raider. We want him to be here. We want him to help us build this ship moving forward. We don't want to trade him. We don't want to. We may be forced to, but we don't want to. I would be honored if he would stay and help me build this team to some sort of excellence again. But you can't do that when you're trying to be a tough head coach. I guess he wants everybody to fear him because he tried love last year and it worked. Now he's trying fear. You got to find that fucking balance, Antonio. You got to find that balance. And you're struggling. All right, this video went 20 minutes long. I don't like this situation. I think it is bullshit. I think Gardner should be the starter. Not that I'm happy with it. But I looked up Gardner Minshew stats versus the Steelers, and he excels versus the Steelers. And I think he won the last 2 times that he's ever played the Steelers. Yes, it was with different teams. It's not the same team as the Raiders, but still. The Steelers got a top defense. And they're going to have TJ Watt coming after him. So if our offensive coordinator could put in a game plan for Gardner Minshew to throw some balls while he's running around, and if our offensive line can block and keep people inside, and then he can run around and make some plays, we might have a shot. Aiden O'Connell being a stationary target, a stationary quarterback for TJ Watt with a bad offensive line and injured offensive line, well, that's just adding meat to the fucking fishing pole to catch a shack. I'm not saying that Aiden will do worse than Gardner if he's named the starter. I don't care either way. I just want a good game, and I want the Raiders to get better. But if we keep flip-flopping, how the fuck are we going to find consistency and faith and get better? Instead, with AOC publicly, Antonio Pierce is deflecting, and he's dangling hope. He's dangling hope after all of his horrible decisions by this Raiders staff and by this Raiders team. That being said, maybe I'll come with a game preview tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm just going to tell you now. The Raiders lose regardless of who their starter is. And well, where will that lead us? If AOC is named the starter and he loses and has a bad interception or two, are we going to have the quarterback competition next week as well? You see what I'm saying? The best way to shut up the media and the fan base instead of dangling so-called hope is just name Gardner the starter moving forward and know that we need a quarterback next year. We already know that as a Raider fan base. Embrace the fucking tank! I'm Mikey Raider. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. Don't let this shit kill your anxiety. Don't let this shit make you have a heart attack. Because that's what it all is. It's shit. But I'm a Raider for life. Toxic shit. Can't get out of it. They keep pulling me back in.